Viewer, analysis begins. Subject identified as Project Goliath. Biomilitary experiment. Status, active. Containment chair restraints are failing. Muscle output is rising beyond the chamber's safe limits. Observe the hand first. The fingers crush reinforced metal before the full body even moves. This tells us one thing immediately. The problem is not just strength. The problem is density. Emergency systems activate. The lab was designed to hold a large, hostile organism, but Goliath is no longer responding like an organism. He is responding like a living, armored vehicle. Hydraulic supports bend. Restraint anchors shear from the floor. Scientists evacuate. Soldiers hesitate because their training was built around human targets. This is not a human target anymore. Now the first break occurs. Steel fails. Concrete fractures. Goliath forces his way out of the restraint system with slow, brutal pressure. That matters. A fast strike damages 1 point, but constant force overloads every bolt, hinge, and support at the same time. The containment system does not explode. It loses the ability to hold him. The first bullets hit. Standard rifle rounds impact the chest, shoulders, and abdomen. Against a normal body, these rounds would tear through tissue, damage organs, and cause rapid blood loss. But Goliath's skin and muscle behave differently. The rounds enter shallow, deform, slow down, and lose energy before reaching anything vital. Viewer, this is the first major science answer. Bullets are not useless, but they are not reaching deep enough. He advances through the hallway. Every step cracks the floor. This means his mass is part of the weapon. His body does not only absorb damage, it changes the environment around him. Wet concrete, steel doors, barricades, and vehicles all become obstacles too weak for his weight. The soldiers are not failing because they are inaccurate. They are failing because the target is outside the expected scale of combat. At the surface, the response changes. This is no longer a lab emergency. This is a global containment event. Perimeters form. Drones rise. Armored vehicles move into position. Command systems begin tracking his temperature, movement, and wound response. Now the military starts testing categories of force. Small arms continue first. Rifle volleys strike from range. The impacts bruise him, tear the surface, and cause pain, but the damage remains localized. Temporary wound cavities collapse inside the dense tissue before they can expand. Clotting happens fast. Regeneration begins, but regeneration has a hidden cost. Every repair demands oxygen, blood flow, heat control, and energy. Snipers attempt precision shots. Head trauma is confirmed, but the result is still not termination. The skull and surrounding tissue absorb enough energy to prevent instant shutdown. The wound bleeds, but then begins sealing. Viewer, this is important. Healing does not mean invincibility. Healing means his body is burning resources to stay alive. Heavy machine guns increase the volume of trauma. More rounds mean more surface damage, more bruising, and more stress on tissue. But mass gives him time. A human body fails quickly because vital systems are close to the surface. Goliath's vital systems are buried beneath extreme tissue density and abnormal skeletal protection. Phase 1 result. Small arms are insufficient. Now heavy armor enters. Tanks form a firing line. This is the first real change in the battle. A tank shell does not need deep penetration to matter. It transfers massive blunt force through the body. When the shell hits, Goliath is moved. His torso absorbs pressure. Ribs strain. Lungs compress. Internal bleeding begins. For the first time, the military is not just scratching the surface. It is shaking the whole system. Goliath drops. This proves he is not immune. He can be injured. He can be slowed. His balance can be broken. But then he rises again. Regeneration stabilizes the damaged tissue. Adrenaline overrides pain, and his body keeps moving. But every time he stands back up, the cost increases. His body is no longer fighting only the military. It is fighting math. More heavy fire lands, vehicle impacts, pressure waves, machine gun saturation, and anti-armor strikes begin stacking damage. One weapon does not stop him, but each weapon forces another biological system to compensate. Blood pressure rises. Oxygen demand increases. Heat builds inside the tissue. Muscle fibers repair, tear, and repair again. Phase 2 result. Heavy weapons cause real trauma, but not immediate termination. Air power begins. Drones track him from above. Helicopters engage. Rockets strike the ground around him, creating fragmentation, overpressure, heat, and disorientation. Thermal imaging reveals the hidden danger inside his body. His regeneration is overheating him. Viewer, this is the second major science answer. A healing factor can become a furnace. The more damage he repairs, the more heat his body must control. A missile strike buries him in rubble. For a moment, the battlefield believes he is down. Smoke rises. The target disappears. But then the hand breaks through the debris. If the brain, heart, and core circulation remain functional, the body can still restart movement. He emerges burned, damaged, and slower, but still alive. Phase 3 result. Air power hurts him badly, but he remains mobile. Now he reaches the city edge. This is where the threat becomes bigger than combat. His movement threatens infrastructure. Roads collapse under weight. Glass breaks from shock and pressure. Concrete barriers fail. Evacuation corridors become part of the battlefield. Medics treat the injured while command teams try to predict where his body will move next. Urban ambushes are prepared. Tanks, missile teams, snipers, and heavy guns create overlapping fire zones. This is not random force anymore. This is cumulative force. Every impact is designed to add to the previous injury. Goliath keeps moving, but now the difference is visible. His posture drops. His breathing becomes heavier. One side of the body responds slower. His regeneration is no longer winning the race. Viewer, this is the real turning point. The question was never, what single weapon can kill him? The correct question is, how many systems can be overloaded at once? The answer begins here. Lungs, blood, bones, heat control, brain function, and energy supply. The global coalition forms. Artillery, armor, drones, aircraft, logistics, medical teams, and command units join into one massive response. Goliath is no longer fighting soldiers. He is fighting a planet's combined industrial force. Fire mission authorized. The barrage begins. Explosions overlap. Shockwaves combine. The ground becomes unstable. Heat rises. Oxygen demand spikes. Goliath stands inside a saturation impact field while his body tries to repair everything at once. But biology has limits. Even enhanced tissue needs fuel. Even reinforced bones can fracture. Even regeneration can collapse when the energy bill becomes too high. Final biological breaking point detected. Oxygen debt critical. Blood loss severe. Thermal overload rising. Skeletal damage catastrophic. Regeneration collapse confirmed. Goliath falls because no single system can support the others anymore. His lungs cannot supply enough oxygen. His heart cannot maintain enough pressure. His tissue cannot repair faster than it is being destroyed. His body reaches total systemic failure. The soldiers approach carefully. Nobody celebrates. A creature this adaptive could still have reflexes, residual nerve activity, or delayed biological response. Drones scan the body. Medics stand back. Engineers move slowly. The battlefield becomes quiet. Final verdict? The world can stop a bio-titan, but not with one perfect weapon. Small arms fail. Heavy weapons injure. Air power slows. Urban strikes exhaust. The final answer is overwhelming cumulative force. Viewer, remember this. Goliath did not lose to a bullet. He did not lose to a tank. He did not lose to a missile. He lost because every biological system failed at the same time. This has been After Theories. Subscribe for more science-based what-ifs. Comment the next impossible creature, hero, villain, or disaster you want analyzed. End report, Project Goliath, terminated.